So Nick, finding Satoshi has been around for as long as anyone can remember, at least for the last 15 years. Why is there so much more urgency of late? Why is it becoming something that people in the industry are feeling needs to be answered now?
Well, it's always been this incredible mystery, who is this character that created this amazing invention and became worth over $1 trillion, and Satoshi's hoard is worth somewhere around $100 billion, so it's a matter of natural human interest. There's one additional reason why it matters now, in particular, which is that in the coming decade or so, coming years, we expect that perhaps a quantum computer might be able to break the cryptographic assumptions underpinning Bitcoin. In theory, everyone could migrate their coins to a new post-quantum algorithm, but if Satoshi has abandoned us and those coins are laying idle on the blockchain, those coins would be ripe for the taking. So that's why, in particular now, people are wondering if Satoshi is truly gone. Will they come back? Will they secure their coins? Things like that.
You don't think that Adam Back is Satoshi. You think Satoshi is somebody else. Give us the evidence you have and why that actually doesn't even help the quantum problem.
No, I mean, yeah, personally, I think Satoshi's gone. Satoshi said in 2011 they were moving on to other things. We haven't heard from them since. There was one email in 2014, but a lot of people think that was not genuine. No, I don't think really anyone in Bitcoin thinks it's Adam. Adam is a legendary cypherpunk and invented Hashcash, which was a precursor to Bitcoin. Adam made his own real contributions to Bitcoin, but the evidence doesn't seem to really imply that it was him, although he did have the technical skills and he was in the right place to create it. There are other attempts underway to actually determine who Satoshi was. There's a documentary coming out in about a week called Finding Satoshi. I'm not affiliated with it. I just happened to see a screener. They have other candidates in mind. My personal guess, if I had to guess, I don't think it's sort of considered impolite to guess, but
go for it. You can be impolite here.
Well, you're not meant to, because you don't want to, bring it too much attention to Satoshi or their relatives. But a lot of people that I know think it's this programmer called Len Sassaman who worked on precursor technologies to Bitcoin called remailers, and sadly passed away in 2011, just months after Satoshi left the project. There's no direct evidence of this. It's all circumstantial. That would be my guess if I had to. But it's really anyone's guess, truthfully.
So I guess what it comes down to is whoever is Satoshi, or if there's still surviving family members of this person, no one wants to be uncovered as the inventor of Bitcoin, because then they become a target for all the crime that's
wrench
out there
attacks,
as well.
yeah.
Exactly. How do we think through all of that?
That's absolutely right, and that's why Bitcoiners generally refrain from fingering someone as Satoshi, even if Satoshi is gone. Many of us think that they are. They have family members and affiliates and friends that would be extorted or targeted. We saw this with Hal Finney's widow, Fran Finney. She was targeted in swatting attacks. People have been wrongly named as Satoshi. Dorian Nakamoto was, and that brought a lot of undue attention to him. So, but at the same time, it's maybe the most interesting and abiding mystery in the world today. So how can you fault a journalist from wanting to get the answer? Most of us are curious. And as I said earlier, Bitcoin actually kind of needs some guidance from Satoshi right about now, and we need to know whether they're going to come back or burn their coins, or if there's just going to be left there as this bounty for a quantum attacker.
I'm glad you went there, and that's where I want to end. We just have 30 seconds left, Nick. Is the threat from quantum overstated? It seemed like that's what Adam Back told us last week.
I think it's quite real, and Adam Back is a great cryptographer, but you can also listen to Google or Cloudflare. They're bringing their deadline forward to 2029 for a full transition. The U.S. government wants a transition between 2030 and 2035. So why would Bitcoin, which depends on cryptography, want to be a laggard in that respect?